you're thinking of living in Korea long term, this video is for you. If you're in Korea or you're planning to come to Korea and think, oh, I'd like to live in Korea long term, then you're at the right place. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tally Sam here. If it's your first time watching, then welcome. If it's your second time, then you are completely welcome too. So on my channel, I talk about life in Korea and everything that's happening, and also give you guys some advice and some key tips and facts about life in Korea. So this video today, I wanted to talk more about life after EPIC, and if you haven't watched my previous videos where I talked about what's happening now, before I was with EPIC for 2.5 years, and then I've moved now to Hak-Wons. If you haven't watched that video, then you better get to it because you need to get updated so you know what we're talking about in this video. So yeah, get to that video and then you'll know why I left EPIC and everything, and then we can get all caught up. Okay, all right. So if you know what happened and why I did that big move and stuff, then we can talk about this video. So in this video I want to talk more about life after EPIC and also living in Korea long term, what it's like to live in Korea long term. For me, long term is basically after the 2-year mark. I feel like after the 2-year mark, some people stay, some people leave, especially with EPIC. I saw that a lot. Like most of my friends left after the 2-year mark because it's kind of like the first year you come and it's a lot of money to kind of get to Korea and stuff, so you want to make the most of it and you want to explore and stuff, but 1 year is not enough. So you're just getting used to the job, you're like enjoying your school and teaching and everything, getting used to the books. So by the time the year is over, you're like, oh, like I didn't have enough time to enjoy it, so you want another year. But I feel like the second year is more of like the reality kind of things start getting like, it's the sparkle of Korea kind of disappears and you kind of are, it's not, nothing's really special or anything. But that's kind of how I experienced it, but everyone's different. So yeah, for me 2 years is basically the like beginning stages of living Korea, but when you reach that 3-year mark, I feel like now you're kind of living long term. But hey, it's up to you to decide how you would define long term. But yeah, so if you're thinking of living in Korea long term, this video is for you. If you're in Korea or you're planning to come to Korea and think, oh, I'd like to live in Korea long term, then you're at the right place because that's what we're going to be talking about today. So today I'm going to give you 3 points on how to live in Korea long term. I haven't fully done all these steps, but I am in the middle of doing them, so I wanted to be able to share and help any of you guys who are out there and thinking of this option, because it is possible and I've seen it happening with other people, so you can do it too. All right, so let's get into it. Okay, number 1, changing visa. So when you come with EPIC or with the Hak-Won, you are on an E2 visa. So an E2 visa is basically an English instructor visa, and it's for teaching English in Korea, but it's really limited, as you're basically, your employer is the one who is giving you, who is supporting you and basically providing the visa. So you are here for work, so you cannot even switch to another job or anything. If you do that, you have to complete your contract first before being able to do all those things. So you're basically stuck to your employer and stuck to the job you're doing. So it's very limited, and the longer that you stay in Korea, the longer you want to do more things, you want to live in different areas and stuff. So it's not as fulfilling on an E2 visa. So that's why I want to talk today about the F visa. So the F visa is the residency visa, and there's many series in it, but today I want to specifically talk about F27. So F27 is the point-based visa, and basically how it works is it's based on points. So you have to reach 80 to even be able to qualify for it. But there's many other requirements as well, and we're going to talk about those today. So For the F2 visa, it's based on on your income. So to be able to get the F2 visa, you need to be making over 30 million won to even start. So roughly, if we were to put it into monthly salary, that is about 2.5. So if you're making at least 2.5, then you're able to get you're able to reach that income requirement, as it has to be 30 million. So 2.5 is right on that 30 million. So if you're making 2.5, you could make it. Even with Epic, it's possible. So 2.5 is what you need to be making at least. And then 2 is you need to have Korean level. So in order to, as it's a residency visa, your Korean also has to be up to par. But it's possible. So basically there's 2 ways. With KIIP, which is like the government program, and I really recommend KIIP. Actually, I'm doing KIIP right now, and just to tell you, I feel like it's the best Korean lessons I've done. And I've done a few Korean lessons. I've done like online lessons with different teachers and also different programs. But I feel like KIIP really helps me and just hits the mark, because it's all about everyday life. But I won't get into that too much because I'm going to talk about that a bit later. But anyway, KIIP is one way, and also Topic. So Topic is more for like if you want to work in a Korean company, or also for if you want to study at a Korean university, Topic is really good. So they're both really different programs, but they both qualify towards the F27 visa. And also, if you did Topic, you can also change your Topic marks to KIIP. So it's reversible. Is that right? Is the word? From Topic to KIIP. So yeah, it counts still. So those are the 2 ways to be able to get for your Korean level. Another one is university. So graduates from Korean universities receive higher points. So if you are already a student in Korea and you've graduated, then you're so lucky, because you will get even higher points for that. I don't have exactly how many points you would get, but if you Google it, there's also even an F27 calculator on Google, on one of the websites. So if you go on there, you can literally pick and see how many, if you qualify for the visa, and also how many points you would have. So if you graduated from a Korean university, that is one of the ways to get higher marks. Or even if you graduated from a top university, and I think that's a world university, a top world university, you can get extra marks too. So another way is through specialized talent for advanced science and technology graduates. They really want those smart kids here. They don't want any fast creatives like media or English. They're like, nah, not you guys. We want the smart ones, we do. So yeah, if you have like if you have a degree in advanced science and technology, then you can get even more points. And so those are most of the requirements for the F27. And the way to get the F27 is after you're on the E2 visa for 3 years, then you can get the F27 visa, but you have to be on the E2 visa consistently without switching visas. So not going to a D10, which is a job seekers visa. You have to be on E2 consistently. So basically from contract to contract to contract. So three years of E2, and then you'll be able to qualify as well for F27, but including all these requirements such as the income, the Korean level, the university. But even if you didn't, for the university, even if you didn't graduate from a Korean university or one of the top universities in the world, it's okay, because depending on like your bachelor's, what it is in, if it's in science, then you get higher marks and higher points. And if it's in like, if you got a master's, you also get higher, and if you got PhD, then even higher. So it doesn't matter where you graduated from, basically. but if you graduated from a Korean university, you get even more points. So yeah, APTS is one way for you to stay longer, and it's achievable. At first, when I heard about it like through just different people talking about it and stuff, and I always thought, oh, I won't be able to attain that, but it's possible. I'm on the way to it, but once I get there, I'll tell you. But it's attainable and it's possible. So that is one way. And once you get it, depending on how many points you have, I think if you have like 90 points, don't quote me on this. If you have about 90 points, I think you definitely can get more than 1 year. So if you have about 80 to 90, then I think you get 1 year. They'll give you 1 year. But if you have about 90, more than 90, then you get more years. So yeah, you have, the downside to it is that you have to keep reapplying every year and making sure that you reach those requirements every single year. That's the only downside to it. But at least with the F27 visa, the benefits of it is that you're not locked to an employer. So if your Hakwan is not treating you right, you can quit and you can go and get another job, and you're not tied to your employer. You can literally quit and it's not going to affect your visa. That is just the benefit of it. And also, if you're thinking, oh, I want to start a new business, you can with the F27 visa. You can open a new business, and you can also work multiple jobs. So as we know, like with E2, that is not possible, but with F27, that is really possible. So it really opens up so many doors. And also some jobs, when you're looking online, they say they want an F visa. So it really opens up opportunities to all those jobs that we are not able to get through the E2 visa. So that is one way to do it. Okay, the second way is through KIIP classes. And as I said earlier on, right now I am taking KIIP classes, and I'm gonna tell you, I recommend them. They're so good. So KIIP stands for Korea Immigration and Integration Program. So it's basically a program that is helping foreigners to be able to integrate, and also for people who would like to get a Korean nationality or residency, like to live here forever. So it's really a program that helps you with everyday life, and literally the things that I've been learning has just been perfect for me. And it's about daily life in Korea. So you know, when you go to the banks, literally as a foreigner, that's like one of the scariest things. But we learn all of those things. We learn the terms that you need to use, or if you need to go to a welfare center, what that's called, or even like the Korean houses. In Korea, you know, for example, an apartment is not what we call an apartment in English. There's different terms for apartments. There is villas, there's apartments, there's office towers. You learn all these things in the book, in the course. So it's really, really useful, and I really, really recommend it. And this is not an ad, but I feel like it's been the best lessons I've had, the Korean lessons I've had, and it's been so useful in everyday Korean. So it's really good. It's not free, unfortunately. It used to be, but then everyone hopped onto it, which I don't blame them. So now it's about 100,000 won, but I really recommend it. And also there's different ways to book for it. So there's different classes. There are like night classes that you can do 2 or 3 times a week. But there's different centers in the city that's near you. And also you could book weekend classes, or you can book, even if you're not working, you can book day classes. There's so many different classes, and even online classes. So there's different classes for everyone, depending on your schedule and what you need. So I'm going to go through the different levels. So there are 5 levels to it. So level 0 is the introductory level. Literally living here, my English is bad. Yeah, so it's the first level, and it's 15 hours, and it's for absolute beginners. So it covers the Hangul alphabet and the basic greetings. So literally 15 hours, you do that, pass, then you can go to the next level. Level 1 is beginner, and it's 100 hours, and it covers the foundational grammar and vocabulary for daily survival. So once you complete that level, then you can go to level 2. Level 2 is also 100 hours, and it's called Beginner 2, and it expands on basic conversational topics like public facilities and hobbies. So each level talks about different things, and once you complete the level and do the test, if the level has a test, then you can qualify and go to the next level. And the level that I'm on, level 3, intermediate 1, it's 100 hours and 80 hours language plus 20 hours culture. So it's basically all the lessons are 100 hours, but we learn 80 hours of language and 20 hours of culture. And it focuses on functional everyday interaction, banking, and social life. And it's so good, like literally, like banking and going to hospitals are like my worst nightmare, but through this I've really become more confident in going to those places, because I know like what the different departments are called and what to say. It just teaches you all of those things that you need. So I really recommend it, and I'll just show you now. You get 2 books. So one of them is, which one's which now? So one of them is the textbook that you work on both books in class. One of them is the textbook, and I really love the design as well. I don't know, I just love this course. So yeah, you get these 2 books. One of them is a textbook. See my horrible Korean writing. And it's really good. And also every chapter has like after about 6 chapters, there is like a review as well in the book. So in the class you go through both books, and then this one is like the workbook. It's more thinner, and you work through this as well in class normally as well. So the books go through basically speaking, listening. This is level 3, so I'm not sure about the other levels, so I'll talk about level 3. But it goes through the different like speaking, listening, writing, yeah, all 4 elements of language. So it's really good, and I really love it. And also there's a lot of vocab, but it's really useful things, like things you need in your everyday life. So your Korean will really improve. And to be able to get the F27 visa, you need to at least qualify from level 3. So if you have level 3, then you're able to also qualify for the F27 visa. So from level 3 onwards, then yeah, that will give you enough points for F27. Unless you already have higher points from like something else, like maybe you went to a top university, then you can qualify even from level 2, but I'm not sure. But from what I know from my circumstance, level 3 is what I need. So after I complete the classes, then next I will do a test, and if I pass the test, then I'm able to use those points towards the FD7 visa. Okay, and the next one is level 4, and that is intermediate 2, and it is 100 hours, so 80 hours language and 20 hours culture, and it focuses on professional news and complex social contexts. So completing level 4 satisfies the Korean requirement for permanent residency, which is F5. Wow. So yeah, if you get level 4, then yeah, level 4 is hard. Like when I was studying for basically this, so you have a pre-assessment test, which is another tip. So basically there you can do the test, which basically tells you what level you'll be on, or you can just start from level 0 if you want, without even doing a pre-assessment test that tells you what level you will be in. But when I did the test, I really wanted to get into level 4, but level 4 is hard, and I'm just grateful I'm on level 3, because level 3 is not easy either. But yeah, so level 4 is just, even if hearing like the topics, you can just see how, yeah, it's like high level Korean. But even just all, like, I feel like the levels of the leveling of it, it's high. It's not like even intermediate 1 of what I'm doing now is the levels really high. So yeah, it's really good. Okay, and level 5 is about understanding Korean society. So it covers history, politics, and law, and it is split into basic, advanced tracks, and it's basically required for if you want permanent residency here. So yeah, if you reach level 5, you've done it. Imagine talking about law in Korean or even history. That would be, yeah, that would be something to really brag about. So yeah, it's possible. So if you pass, let's say if you pass level 3, then you can go to level 4, then level 5, and stuff like that. But also with level 3, let's say you didn't pass the test, you have to do the lessons again, but you don't have to do the test again. And then after that, you can go into level 4. So yeah, that's how the KIIP program works, and I really recommend it. I love it, and I'm learning so much. Like, I feel like, so when I came to Korea, I was already intermediate level, but I feel like I kind of reached a plateau, and I wasn't really improving. But literally through KIIP, I feel like I've been learning so much vocabulary. To be honest, like since living in Korea, I have learned a lot of stuff, but it's like, for me, not visible like improvement. But through this program, I'm really learning so much vocab and things that are just sticking in my head and clicking, and I'm like, that's how you count. Like, numbers to me are just like, literally counting money is, but through this program, I'm like, I get it now. Like, you know, some things are starting to click, things are starting to make sense. So yeah, it's just so good. I really recommend it. Okay, next one. So the third point I want to make is get your own place. So the longer you stay in Korea, the more like you want more freedom, and you know, the more you go around and stuff, the cities and the places and different areas, you see, oh, I like this area, I want to stay in this area. So like, naturally you would want to also get your own place, but I would recommend it as well for just your own security and also just for a little bit of more peace of mind. So get your own place. In Korea, there are 2 different renting systems. The first one is 월세, which is the standard monthly rent system, just like the one we know in the West, and it requires a smaller deposit, so anywhere from 3 million to 10 million and over. Especially in Seoul, I've heard of 20 million. It's just crazy. I live in Busan, so I've heard of like 5 million, which is okay, but 20 million, oof. Yeah, so in Seoul, expect more. So yeah, you need that, and you put that down as deposit, and then you pay a monthly rent as well, which could be like 500,000 or more, depending where you live. If you're in Seoul, I'm sure like 700,000 or something. But yeah, and then also you have to pay for utilities and everything. But if you're with Epic, you normally don't pay your rent, right? You'll pay, or even with the HAP one, you normally don't pay rent, you pay just for utility. But being able to get your own place really just gives you a peace of mind and kind of a bit more like autonomy, and like this is mine, something that's mine that cannot be taken away from me, you know. And also there is jeonse. So jeonse is a unique system where you pay a massive upfront lump sum deposit, about 50% or 70% of the property's value instead of rent, and then when you leave, you get the entire deposit back at the end of the contract. So this is really like this is really strictly in Korea, like the Korean system, but slowly 월세 has become more common, as sometimes there can be some jeonse scams, as some people don't receive their deposit back. So be careful with that one, definitely be careful. But yeah, even looking for a place, I don't really have much experience in that, but make sure you do a lot of research on it, and if there are like foreign retailers that can help you to find a house, I really recommend that, as some places are not foreign friendly, and they won't even give you a chance to like look at the house because they just don't want to deal with foreigners. There are places like that, so make sure that you do your research, and if you can find someone who can help you to rent a place and check the contract and everything, then I really recommend it. But yeah, this is the video for today. It's quite long, but I hope that it was useful. It's just so that if you are thinking of coming to Korea and you're like, I want to stay there longer, or if you're living here already and you're like, how can I live here long term, I hope that this video is really helpful for you. And if you have any questions or any comments, feel free to write them all down in the comment section, or you can message me on my Instagram, which is TallySam. And yeah, I really hope that this video is useful, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next videos. Okay, that is all from me for today. Thank you so much, and annyeong.